Welcome everybody. Today we're going to be looking at the setup for the Evapo Transpiration Lab. This lab is to show you how the vascular tissues will behave in certain environmental conditions. First thing you'll need is a ring stand. So ask your instructor where you might find these. There's some 90-degree ring stand clamps. You'll need 2 of them, and they look they look exactly like this. Yours may be a different configuration. And then we'll also need a couple of different specialized clamps. Like this one right here is a 2-prong or test tube holder clamp. And then this one right here is a 3-finger or 3-prong clamp. The setup is relatively easy. You'll need 2 of these ring stand clamps. One of them, if you notice, has a V in it. That goes actually on the ring stand. So we're going to put that one right here, and we're going to clamp it into place. And if you'll notice, I also have this little groove. I have the bottom part of it down so that when one of the pronged clamps get on it, you'll notice that it's close so it doesn't fall out. So we're going to put one of these in it like this so it doesn't fall out. I'm going to put this one like this. Both just kind of finger tight. Now, what you're going to need is a couple other things. You're going to need an air link if you're doing this wirelessly, and make sure they're on by turning it on. Make sure it's actually the green light is blinking. And then you'll need something to measure pressure. So those are all the components that you're going to need. These, the ring stand clamps, these pronged clamps, and then this interface, and then this box, this amplifier box. Now let's look at the actual setup. The interface goes right on top. Now if you're not using this, you'll actually have an extension cable to go to your data logger. But I'm going to be using an iPad for my data logger, so this will communicate to the iPad. This sensor part is going to be up here like this. The other thing you're going to need about 18 to 20 inches of tubing with this little barb that goes on it, and that barb is going to connect right to here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using the 2-prong clamp or the test tube clamp right up here. So I've got that right there. Now I'm going to fit this sensor box or amplifier box into here. So I've got all of this set up. Now we're going to go to the lower portion of it. So this clamp is going to go here on the bottom. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and set this up so that, I don't know if you can see that, but we're going to put this tube right in here. So this is how it's going to look. You have your 2 clamps kind of right in line with each other. You have this extra tubing. This extra tubing, what it's going to do is going to push water through it so you can measure the actual pressure. So now we've got the assembly done. Now let's take a look at how we actually put the plant in and what we're going to measure. The next phase that we're going to do here is I want to load this up with water. But what I've done is I've got a syringe here filled with a little bit of water. We're going to place this right over the top. And now I'm going to just fill this in with water. I want the water to come as close as I can to the top of. Now some of it's going to leak out just a little bit. Hold it down. I'm holding it down below the water level here so that when I raise it up, it's going to fill back into here. So as I raise it up, and there we go. Got it right at the edge here, and I have a little bit of air space here, and that's okay. I'm using basil with a lot of nice big fatty leaves on it, and I'm just going to snap off a piece of it so it looks like kind of like that. So I'm going to stiff this in here just like that. So it's in contact with the water. That's the key. It's got to be in contact with the water. And then I'm going to put a little bit of petroleum jelly on here. All right, this is what your unit should look like. You have your sprig of basil or whatever plant you're going to use. You have this tubing connected to the sensor, and then of course the interface, and this happens to be an air link too. So we need one more thing. Bring the fan in. You're going to have 5 minutes without the fan, and the next 5 with the fan. Now remember, what we're really trying to investigate here is the vascular tissues as well as the dermal tissues and how they work in conjunction. Like the phloem and xylem that are in the stem, how does it work in conjunction with the leaves, the pores in the leaves, the stomates, the stomata, as well as the guard cells. So how do those all work together? Collect the data, and then you'll be able to analyze it. So this is your setup. I hope this has helped you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the lab.